So this is a true story, and this happened I think a year ago. I had someone reach out to me and they were basically telling me that their CPA, they weren't happy with him. They were like, my CPA sucks. And I was like, that's a little bit harsh. So I asked them, like, why do you think your CPA sucks? Well, they said that that CPA didn't tell them about Social Security provisional income. They said that they didn't talk to them about how their Roth conversions, could possibly affect their situation when it came to, Medicare. They didn't really explain tax loss gain harvesting. And they didn't really talk about making sure that their income stays at a certain level for like healthcare subsidies or Medicare. So this client was basically really upset at this CPA, and I said, well, hey, first off, I don't think your CPA sucks, but what I do think is you're kind of beating up the waiter. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, your CPA's job is to file your taxes. It's not a competency thing, it's a capacity thing. They likely don't have the ability to give you the amount of time because they're on a very strict schedule. They get your tax information and then they have a few weeks or maybe a few months to file your taxes and correspond with all of these clients in a timely fashion. Your needs are very different. You're looking for tax planning, but what they're doing right now at that time is tax preparation. So let me show you what tax planning looks like. It's a checklist and it's one that we use all the time. So what we're doing for clients at Endeavor is identifying tax planning opportunities like, do Roth conversions make sense right now? What bracket should we convert to? When is the right time to do it? How do we implement tax loss or tax gain harvesting, which often gets overlooked? Should we do a donor advised fund? Should we do a charitable foundation? Can we do some IRMAA planning or estate taxes or healthcare subsidies? Can we look at the tax credits or some windfall planning, an inheritance plan? Talk about your real estate, your withdrawal strategy, your saving strategy, some qualified charitable distributions. Do you get some RSUs or Social Security withholdings or equity comp? Where are your tax deductions? And that's really important. We're also enrolled agents in this firm, so we have the credentials to be able to prepare and file your taxes, but we have a separate firm called Endeavor Tax Partners where clients can actually use us to file their taxes. Now, if you already have a trusted CPA, we will absolutely work with them. And we're only going to work with clients that we feel like we're an expert in their situation. Otherwise, we're going to refer you to one of our partner CPA or EA firms that we have a great relationship with, or you can absolutely use your own CPA. What we find is that most CPAs love us because we're doing all of the planning so that they can enter their data correctly so that it gets filed appropriately. And we often do that work in conjunction with your CPA or our sister firm Endeavor Tax Partners. That's the difference between tax planning and tax prep. And this is transparently one of the major reasons why people work with us here at Endeavor, because we're analyzing the tax side when we're doing all these things months before your CPA gets the information. But it's not just that analysis, it's about being able to connect everything together. How does your tax situation connect with your investments? How does your insurance and your goals and your retirement, how do these all connect in a holistic approach? And I hope that this was really helpful. So I don't want you saying that your CPA sucks. I want you to understand that what they're doing is filing your taxes. Their job is to be accurate and make sure they hit tight deadlines so that you don't get penalized or audited. Our job is combining that with tax planning, and you can also use us together in conjunction with that.